Okay, so you found it. The perfect commercial space for your business. It's an exciting moment. But then comes the paperwork. You know, that dense legal agreement that can feel super intimidating. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this document and break down exactly what you need to be looking for.
This is the big question, isn't it? That property might look like a dream, but it's only a dream if the agreement is solid. We're about to unpack all the key clauses and the potential pitfalls so you can sign on that dotted line with total confidence.
All right, let's start at the beginning with the core agreement. Before we dive into all the complicated details, we have to make sure the foundation is rock solid. These are the absolute basics of the entire deal.
Think of this part as the agreement's DNA. It establishes the who, that's you and the seller, of course, the what, the specific property you're buying, and the how much, the price and deposit. It sounds simple, but trust me, any error here can cause major headaches down the line.
And when we talk about the what, the level of detail is absolutely critical. We're not just talking about the unit on the second floor. No, the property description needs to be surgically precise. Unit number, level, plan number, everything. This leaves zero room for ambiguity, and it's really your first line of defense.
Okay, so with the basics covered, we're now moving into the real heart of the agreement. This is where the details really matter. These are the clauses where hidden costs and crucial restrictions are often buried.
You know, beyond the price you pay up front, you have ongoing costs. This monthly number, often called common expenses, is something you need to understand inside and out before you commit.
And this isn't just some random fee, it's your share of the cost to keep the entire property up and running. As you can see, it covers everything from landscaping to maintaining the parking lot. It's basically the financial lifeblood of the whole condominium corporation.
This is a great question, and it's a detail that trips up a lot of buyers. You might think, hey, a parking spot is a parking spot, right? Well, not exactly. How it's legally attached to your unit makes a world of difference.
And this distinction is so important. Owned parking means it's a separate piece of property, a real asset you can actually sell later on. But exclusive use just gives you the right to use a spot that the condo corporation still owns. This difference can dramatically affect your asset's value and your flexibility in the future.
Now, if there's one term that should make you pause and pay extra attention, it's this one. A special assessment is like a financial curveball that can show up when you least expect it.
Think of it like an emergency cash call. Let's say the roof needs a surprise multi-million-dollar repair, or the corporation gets sued and loses. Well, guess what? Every single owner has to chip in to cover that cost, on top of their regular fees. This is a huge potential liability you have to be aware of.
So, how do you find out if a financial bombshell like a special assessment is waiting to go off? That brings us to the single most important document in this entire process, the status certificate. Seriously, think of it as a complete financial X-ray of the condo corporation.
This is the one question the status certificate is designed to answer. Plain and simple. Is this corporation well-managed and financially healthy, or are you about to buy into a building that's riddled with hidden problems? This document has it all. You get to look at the corporation's books to see if they're healthy. You see the governing rules to make sure they don't restrict your business. You find out about any legal trouble they might be in. And maybe most importantly, you see the health of the reserve fund. That's the building's shared savings account for future repairs. A weak reserve fund? That's a huge red flag for a special assessment down the road. And the stakes here are really high. As one legal expert puts it, the info in the status certificate can have a significant impact on what you can actually do with your unit. See, this isn't just about money. It's about whether you can even run your business the way you planned. That's why having a lawyer review this thing is completely non-negotiable. Okay, you're almost at the finish line, but that period right before closing can be a little tricky. Things can change between the day you sign the offer and the day you finally get the keys. And some of these surprises can be real deal breakers. Imagine the budget gets revised and bam, your monthly fees are higher. Or a new bylaw gets passed that restricts your hours of operation. This is exactly why your lawyer needs to be monitoring everything right up until the very last minute.
The most important thing to remember here is that you have options. Finding a last-minute problem doesn't mean the deal is dead. Your lawyer can help you negotiate a solution, or, if it's a real game changer, advise you to just walk away. You're not stuck.
So with all this information, how do you turn it into a winning strategy? Let's break it all down into a simple, powerful playbook for any buyer out there.
Here it is, your playbook. Number 1,
Investigate. Make absolutely sure you can actually use the space for your business. Number 2, demand a professional review. This is not a do-it-yourself project. Get an expert to read that fine print. And number 3, confirm everything. Ask questions, and then ask more questions until you are 100% clear on all the legal and financial implications.
Ultimately, the answer to that big question, is this a sound investment? It's hiding in plain sight, right there on the paperwork. Yeah, it can feel intimidating, but by knowing what to look for, you can transform that dense legal agreement from an obstacle into a clear roadmap for success.